Okay, it's Cubberley. It's day. Anyways, everything's shut down. It's no pandemic. It's this COVID thing. It's pretty serious. A lot of things are still closed down in California. The Bay Area is actually one of the last places to fully open up. I think we're in stage 2 or something like that. So here we are, my favorite place. No one's here, but we're here. So I'm excited. I'm excited for several reasons. That it looks like we're making a little bit of progress, but I don't know what that means. No one really totally knows what a little bit of progress means. No one really can believe and understands just exactly what normal is going to be. Maybe things may never totally be the same for a long, long time, so we don't know. All I know is this was a place that I used to come here for a long, long time, for over 10 years. So, anyways, there's a lot of people that I've known here in this place, a lot of dancers, different friends that I've made, just so many different people. Some people are gone. This is actually one of my first videos that I've ever gotten a chance to make to kind of talk a little bit about the situation. So I'm just really not sure how this is going to go. And actually, I'm sure I'm going to make some mistakes because I've never really quite done anything like this. But all I can really do is just speak from my heart about what's inside my heart and in my mind and my experience and my time here in this place. And just talk from my heart, and also information. I'm not going to say science and data, but I'm just going to share information and stuff that I know, things that happen in my life and my experiences here. And all the people that different people that I've known here over the years, some of these people are gone. And some of them were really dear friends that I have really had a chance to know over the years. And I had a chance to talk to them. And a lot of times we would be sitting in chairs over there on the side. So we get a chance to talk about life. After I get a chance to dance with some of these different ladies. I just got a chance to know so many different people and had the privilege to know so many different people that were in the medical industry, people that were in legal work, and just all types of background, just getting a chance to know people. And I had that privilege over the years to get a chance to know a lot of these people and get a chance to pick their brains, and especially in the medical industry, to find out different things about how the human body works and different situations that they've dealt with and so forth. And just so many memories. You can imagine all the times and all the discussions over a long period of time. And like I said, sitting over here in this chair over here, then there were chairs over here as well. And then there was a lot of chairs back over here. So just so many nights, so many Friday nights, so many Saturday nights, for such a long time. Just getting a chance to know so many of these different people, getting so close to them, and actually feeling it also when a number of them would go through different issues in life, and they would go through, everyday kind of stuff, challenging things, illnesses, aches and pains and stuff like that. So with the doctors, I got a chance to ask a lot of questions, and I'm pretty good at that kind of stuff. So dancers, for the most part, are very health conscientious kind of people. They really take care of themselves. They eat the right foods, they live a balanced life, they get the right exercises, and for the most part, they're in pretty good shape. So you'll see that if you look at some of our videos and stuff like that, and different dancers that you know. Like I said, they're very much into taking care of themselves and eating right, and get the right kind of exercise and stuff like that. But different dancers that I've known, and I've had different dance partners over the years as well, a lot of times, even though, including myself, they do everything right, taking care of themselves, and when they're sick, taking the right medications and stuff like that. A lot of times they would deal with different health issues and stuff like that that would be challenging. And so they would look for different ways of, different medicines and stuff like that to make themselves better, and different foods, different exercises, and getting different ideas from some of the other professional doctors and stuff like that. So they would actually do these different things because they wanted to be healthier. They didn't want it to interfere with their dancing and with their activities and so forth. No one wants to slow down. We all want to kind of keep up this routine and being able to do our different dance moves and stuff like that. So I actually had an issue myself. it was pretty serious. I thought everything was going great. I started dancing after I went through a divorce, and it actually made a huge difference in my life. It actually brought me from a very low level where I was kind of going through a lot of changes, plan B and so forth. And it actually helped me out with self-esteem. It got me into a healthier lifestyle, more exercise. And I always say this to everyone, that it doesn't have to be dancing. You don't have to do something like that. There's different sports, but the main thing is to find an activity, a sport that you love, that you're going to want to do on a regular basis. Because if not, you know what's going to happen. You're just going to get to a point where you just don't want to go to the gym. You don't maybe want to go run. You maybe don't want to go rock climb. Maybe you don't have time to play hockey, different things like that. Or maybe you're not going to want to swim as much. So I found a sport, an activity that was fun, that I did on a regular basis, and made a difference in my life. But in spite of all that, I came up with I had an issue, a heart condition. It was really severe. It started to limit me a little at first, years ago. And then I started to notice my heart got worse, and I went to the doctor. And then I knew different doctors here as well. Actually had a dance partner who, I'm not going to say where she sat at, but I would ask her, and she was working with different ideas and different things. And she actually gave some recommendations on how to improve my heart and make my heart better. And actually my heart kept getting worse. I still remember different places in the room, like sometimes I'd be over here doing the hustle or doing a fast dance like the Viennese waltz, which is a really fast dance that goes round, round, it spins a lot. And that was one particular dance. It was extremely hard. I would just feel my heart pounding, and it would be scary. And there was a time, come with me over here, there was a time I'll never forget. It would stay with me to the day that I died. That I felt one night when I was doing, I think it was a hospital, one of those dances. And I was over here in this spot right here, and I fainted. I mean, there was a chair right here, and I still never forget the feeling when I looked up and everything just started spinning. I only experienced it that bad. I had other episodes where I felt weak, like I couldn't breathe very well, and I remember over here, there were times where I would just almost be to the point where I couldn't go on. But this one particular time I was over here, one night, late at night, I actually fainted. I actually fell back on these chairs, and a lot of times I would look around to see if there was a doctor. Actually, it's great to know. It's good to know if there's a doctor in the house. And so I would always kind of keep an eye on different people that were in the medical industry. And so I fell back right back over here, and it was scary. It was really scary. I thought to myself, this could be it. But what happened is it got worse before it got better. A lot of times, some diseases that you get, different things you go through, can get worse before it gets better. So you get to a point where you just say to yourself, you know what, maybe this is my lot in life. I'm stuck. I have to live with this situation. So that's what I was getting to the point where even actually one of my dance partners, I look over here because a lot of times I would be over here and she would tell me, just accept it. You're getting old. You know, you have to slow down. You can't do as much, and I don't do that. I don't really go with that kind of stuff. And so I would push myself to the point sometimes too much. So one other person, I started hanging around and doing stuff over at Stanford. And I started to get a chance to go to a few different classes, and I actually had a chance to meet a lot of different doctors over there. I'm not going to mention the names for the sake of, I just don't want to mention the names. I could later on, actually, one in particular that I would probably want to mention. And so I just started getting different ideas and learning about my condition and about other diseases and stuff and so forth. At the same time, I was also studying, and we were discussing the possibility of a pandemic. Years ago, like maybe 4 years ago, we talked about that possibility. And even at that time, there was so many different people that said, no way. There's no way that's going to happen. We've got technology, and we've got Stanford. But lo and behold, here we are.
these different doctors that I met, some of them actually think outside the box, and they have discussions and so forth. And Stanford research. I'm not in the medical field. I'm just some guy that happened to be in that area with different dance partners. And one dance partner was a doctor there at Stanford, actually still is. And so I just wanted to get better. That's all I cared about. If you have something like that, you just want to get better. So I wasn't getting better. I was getting worse. Until I actually went to a Stanford prayer meeting where, like I said, they think outside the box, they're willing to go out into integrative medicine, and it was at that meeting that we prayed. We said a prayer. Well, the doctor did. She got up in front, and she did it the way you're not supposed to do it. I mean, it was really like a general kind of a situation. And I still remember she started one of the first medical schools of medicine and faith in the country. And it's still fairly new right now. And so I was there, and I didn't feel any better. I just left. I thought to myself, oh, that was good. That was a good thing. So then I noticed when I got home, and I noticed when I came here, I noticed when I started to do the Viennese waltz, which, like I said, is a very fast dance, spinning, and it takes a lot of cardio. And I noticed for the first time ever, I wasn't getting dizzy. I didn't have the rapid heartbeat. I wasn't out of breath. And then my dance partner at that time said something shocking, because she knew me. She was in the medical field, like I said, Stanford, and she says, "You're not getting pale." So I just said, "I told you. I went to the meeting, and I got healed. Better. I got healed." And she said, whatever. I don't believe it. I said, "Well, I'm telling you." So then I noticed when I went jogging, I noticed I got strength, and I noticed that I was able to run. Actually, so I remember the day I ran like Forrest Gump. So this was a big deal. This only happened a few years ago. So now my life has changed a lot. And I still remember actually in the spot right over here. I'll never forget this. The two doctors actually started arguing about my condition, about how I got better. And it'll never happen again, but it really kind of stuck inside my mind. So there they were. One said you were hypnotized, and the other ones talked about faith and prayer. I didn't care. I just said, I was kind of standing and I just said, hey, what about me? About my situation. So anyways, that's a long story short. I'm not going to go into as much about it right now. I don't want to take too much more time. Like I said, this is the very first time I've ever done this, but I'm super excited. And so here we are. And like I said, I feel like I won the lotto. And so I say to myself, how would it be if I won the mega lotto, and I just kept it to myself. And I just said, you know what, I don't care. It's going to be my little secret. And let's just say I just kind of lived in my own little world and I just, kept it to myself. I know with some of my closest friends how they would feel if they found out later that I, didn't share something like that. And especially, they were kind of going through some issues themselves. Maybe they needed a house or a car or something like that. So that's the way I think of it. So that's where I'm at. And so I'm just going with the flow. It's like dancing whenever possible, whenever it's possible to get into place. And like I said, I'm not a professional. I've never really explained this like this before. So there it is. I just thank God, and my life is somewhat normal. In some ways, it's different as well. So that's it. Anyways, we're gonna do dancing. Thanks.